wellspring. Finally.
Until now, the barren open-world expanse of Rage 2 has remained largely off limits, in favour of keeping the spotlight on the game's overhauled and overcharged combat system. For my latest hands-on with the game, I wasn't quite given the keys to the kingdom.
Forget it. You ain't got the juice to get past the rope.
But I was handed the keys to a rusted-out bucket of bolts generously referred to as a car, and allowed to tour a small section of Rage 2's map. Here's what I found. As in the original, Rage 2 allows you to become a reality star in a manner so ruthless it would make a Kardashian wince.
Your journey to stardom shall commence.
Mutant Bash TV is back and more brutal than ever, and I had a great time introducing the freakish inhabitants of the 4 main arenas to the loud end of my shotgun. These death trap dungeons are similar in setup to those of the previous game, but Rage 2's more dynamic combat system manages to spice things up somewhat. For example, in the jungle-themed Monkey Business arena, instead of just slowly luring the waves of mutant ghouls into the path of the mechanical blade-covered gorilla, I was able to use the Shatter ability to forcefully shove the mindless horde into the animatronic ape's razor-sharp embrace. Elsewhere, huge wrecking balls pulsing with electricity proved to be the perfect tools to assist me in my mutant extermination, and the multi-arena massacre culminated in a tense face-off against a muscular minigun-wielding ghoul. All told, my blast through Mutant Bash TV was a satisfying slice of the relentlessly grisly, constantly in motion shoot-'em-up action of Rage 2 at its best.
Good luck out there.
Lusum, I'm at the racetrack. Chaz Car Derby it is.
Unfortunately, my 2-lap race in the Chaz Car Derby didn't manage to impress to the same extent. This wasn't so much to do with the quality of the shortcut-riddled circuit or the AI opposition, which maintained a challenging level of aggression from start to finish. Instead, the most fierce competition sadly came from the inconsistent handling and a constantly fluctuating frame rate that made maneuvering around each lap more of an arm wrestle than it should have been. As a result, though I managed the podium finish required to meet the mission objective, I crossed the finish line with more of a sense of relief than one of satisfaction. Given how substantial and enjoyable the racing component of the first Rage was, I remain hopeful that the developers will have Rage 2's racing well optimized and fleshed out in time for its May release date. But for now, it felt noticeably in need of a tune-up.
Simmer to the very top like the slickest grease in a gumbo.
Outside of these events, there are a number of side activities in Rage 2, although the 2 that I tried were fairly bog-standard open-world game endeavors. One activity required the destruction of a number of fuel tanks in an enemy fuel depot, and in the other I had to take on an enormous sentry turret. Neither activity was particularly remarkable, and each very reminiscent of similar checklist-ticking side missions that we've already experienced many times over in both the Far Cry and Just Cause series. This was obviously a small sample size, and the developers have previously stated that Rage 2's environment is a huge expanse, with a varied terrain that ranges from swamplands to high-tech labs. But if the map is just going to be dotted with rinse-repeat side activities, it might make Rage 2's proper open world a little less interesting to explore. This latest hands-on certainly reaffirmed that Rage 2's brand of first-person shooting is fluid, frenzied, and fun. But for now, it remains to be seen as to whether the world built to house the ultra-violence is an intriguing wasteland or more of a wasted opportunity. For more Rage 2, check out 9 minutes of gameplay and the official gameplay trailer.